Welcome to the Millennials podcast presented by MOB. This podcast is basically to have the perspective of millennials on everything that is going on in today's world. I am Amir Ali, the founder and owner of the MOB TT, and today we have with us a former member of the MOB, Luke
I got
Charles, aka
aka MOB Wyzra.
MOB
Oh, well,
Wyzra.
Riven Wyzra now.
yes.
And
So
also we have, we also have MOB Aidan, MOB Olio, aka Josh, and MOB Alias. So before we say anything, I just wanna say congrats to Luke. Huge congrats for joining Riven. And I know that he has been grinding for a very, very long time. And yet, to my knowledge, he is one step closer to his ultimate goal. And yeah, so today we brought Mr. Wyzra on to speak about joining Riven, being the first player from Trinidad to join a professional creative team and a bunch of other stuff. So yeah. Luke?
well, before I get into all of that, I just want to talk about what Riven is essentially and like who is behind the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
A parallel member, Hollow is the creator, the founder. He's basically the Amir of Riven. There are a few other owners. One guy who used to make content. He was a fast editor in FORTNITE Creative in the scene. Then there are two editors, I believe. Yeah, two editors and one controller player. But the owners, they all have the same vision, the same goal. They just want to get together creative players that just want to focus on quality content, not rush them or pressure them or anything like that. They just want to get together a good roster. And Hollow is an ex-parallel member. And so Riven right now is basically like it's like the parallel academy because the last two parallel recruits have been from Riven, and I feel like the next parallel recruit will also be from Riven. Yes.
We know that for a fact. But yeah, go ahead.
But I wasn't referring to.
I know,
That's
but we just said. I'm
Yeah.
sure everybody here could agree as well.
Yep.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's I know you all have the OG of editors,
Yeah.
Mr.
Tribe.
Tribe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Surprised. That team. Even Joshua was surprised when he joined.
Yeah, I
The
remember.
funny is, I would have think you'd have joined a team. Ever since I knew him for being solo and
Yeah.
never.
I'm sure he
Because
could have
from,
joined so many teams.
because from what I know, correct me if I'm wrong, but I know that he looks up more to, I would say, the COD montage editors rather than Fortnite editors, because,
Yeah. He's definitely not a Fortnite, classic
yeah.
editor. Like, for example, all these new gen Fortnite editors like just clone Million and thing. He has his own style.
Yeah. Tribe is a level above the rest. Same thing with
Yeah, for sure.
the other editor. How you pronounce his name is Jaws?
Yeah,
Jaw?
sure. Yeah,
Yeah. Two
Good.
of them are
yeah, for sure.
level above the rest.
When we talk about Riven, we have to talk about MOB, We have to talk about where it all started.
Actually, before that, let me talk a little bit about where Fortnite started for you, because I don't think many people know, but you were probably one of the first people who on console decided to switch from controller to keyboard and mouse at probably the early stages in Fortnite. So let's talk a little bit about the beginning before MOB.
Okay, well, the whole reason why I switched to KBM on console is because of the fact that there was no builder pro yet, and it was kind of hard to build on controller because controller was still disabled, and like I was watching all these streamers on PC just playing on keyboard, and building and moving like magic, and I was like, this is not possible. What is happening? So I was like, I had to try this myself, and my aim was real bad. I still don't have like the best aim sometimes, but I mean, it was so bad back then, dog. It's like, I remember Peter trolling, man, having a clip of me missing an entire AR mag, like any man 2 meters away, all bullets. It was hilarious. But yeah, it was nice starting on console, switching to KBM. The only thing I hated was the input delay, but other than that, it was fun. I don't know. Sometimes I wish I tried build up run, got accustomed to it, but I don't know. It was nice. And then, well, when I switched to PC, I think that was all mob times. But when I was talking about mob, I meant just speaking a little bit about the foundation that the mob has laid in terms of, well, if it wasn't for mob, I wouldn't be in Riven, or I probably wouldn't even be grinding for parallel, because just surrounded, like, okay, yeah, I was grinding before I was making videos, but being in the mob was just being surrounded by all the positive energy and all the good vibes, and just that alone is enough to motivate you more than you already would be by yourself now. If you understand what I mean. Yeah. So yeah. So that's why I was like, we need to go back to the mob before we get to everything, you know? But the mob has done a lot for me. That's the short answer to that. So what I'm trying to say.
Well, I could tell you for sure. Well, in case anyone is wondering if y'all heard anything outside, Luke, although he's in Riven, he's still our creative lead. So he would be basically, helping our creative players in different aspects, giving them tips on what can be done better in their montage, or anything that they want to do. Because regardless of him joining Riven, and then, well, parallel is happening, inshallah, but he's still with us. It's not like he's gone. He still grinds with the guys. So it had, what was something I wanted to ask you, Luke. I was trying to remember.
What's the ways that I could see me improve?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, well, the first and most important way, I think, would be to just, with the help of Joshua, scouting and getting players that stand out from the rest a little, at least. They don't need to be like, wow, unique, like blow your mind unique, but they just need to at least have their own style, be, dedicated enough to be willing to listen and learn a few things. And then when we recruit them, the next step would be to see what kind of clips they do and help them work on making it different from everything else, especially endings. Like, for example, me and Joshua, Joshua was focusing a lot on comp recently, but last time Joshua and I were in creative, in like 5, remember Joshua, we like switched one of your endings to your clips for like one of your clips, and that just made it better.
Imagine just clip grinding, whole day 1v1 on each other, just going for clips for probably at least a week.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a real good grind. But like the point I'm trying to make from that is that I feel like if I have people who dedicated enough, who willing to go on that journey to finding their own style and making their own content that would stand out from everyone else, that I would be able to help them, especially with the endings of the clips if they're doing retakes, which most people do, and that kind of thing. Help them just in small ways to make their content stand out so that they will be able to achieve success in that regard. As that is the way, I think. Well, I have for the creative wrestler.
Well, following up with that, exactly what you said just now, standing out, right? So something I wanted to ask you is like, what keeps you going in, in this game that a lot of people says that, it's dying. We do see the numbers going down with a lot of creators and whatnot. Anytime there, even the massive creators like Ninja, and y'all know I have no hate for Ninja. I've always been a full supporter of Ninja and his whole journey. But even like I was looking at his videos, and if he posts anything with Fortnite, the views are just not there anymore. So like, what keeps you going.
But that's on YouTube. That's on YouTube though, right? With Ninja. His
Yeah.
YouTube channel doesn't. Well, remember, YouTube is not really his main platform. He's a streamer. He doesn't like. How many subscribers do you have on YouTube?
It's 20 million and something.
Yeah, over 20 million.
Yeah.
But do his YouTube videos usually do well when it's not Fortnite?
Well, that's the thing. I'm not specifically
That is not-
pointing him out. They are still,
yeah.
yeah. I speaking like in general. Like
But
the
it-
numbers
right.
are dipping. The only
Yeah,
people that I do see holding consistent numbers are the com players like Mongrel and
Yeah, the
Benji, the big
big
ones. And then there are few of them that are coming up, but it's always like a handful alone.
Yeah.
And then for the content creators, I think I think the Australians, their content is still going strong.
yeah, the
Their-
OC,
Yeah,
all that.
their stuff is still going strong. And then like creative players, you see them with, it's still a lot of views, don't get me wrong, it's way more than we have, but just speaking in general, you know, comparing to what it used to be, like some of these
Yeah.
people like STZ, I fully believe STZ deserves so much more. But
Yeah, true.
you know, there's such a huge thing on Fortnite, like a huge crowd, a huge part of it that like claims that it's dying, and they decide to boycott it and do all these different things.
I think that like people like STZ and those kind of people, they don't get the recognition they deserve, because when you look at it this way, anybody could just go in a creative and 1v1 somebody and get, you know, the mediocre triple-edit clips or double-edit clips and pull real views, and then you have men like him building whole maps, doing all these crazy things that might probably take even hours to hit, and on top of that, he doing them same things in real games, and he not
Yeah.
even getting half the recognition of what them getting. And he's put time into his videos.
Oh yeah,
And I find-
perfect example
Yeah.
of that would be Twitter. Twitter, oh my god, the like crack people like Luke. Well, now you basically crack the algorithm there, right? And your stuff is growing, and
Yeah.
you know I pay attention to numbers.
Yeah.
But compared to, remember we had this conversation in private before, like you would post something that you do, and it's absolutely insane, and the views would just be like chilling in at 200, 300, 400, that kind of thing, and then somebody just post some basic, not basic, but you know, just a normal triple edit 180, boom, and have 20,000 views. Is like, you know.
Yeah. Sometimes, well, you know, talent or just like creativity doesn't always get the recognition it deserves. That's just how it is in the world. It's not fair, but whatever. We gotta learn to live with it.
Yeah.
But you're saying about the game dying, and yes, the numbers are decreasing, so it's technically, I guess, I feel like dying is too much of a harsh term, because people have been saying this game has been dying since the beginning of the year, and it's still not dead.
Since last year.
Since last year, and I still feel like it's never been to like anywhere close to actually dying. Like dying is like what happened to Fall Guys, basically.
Yeah.
I
Or
wouldn't say that it dying. I would say that like it moving on to something else, you know? Like
Yeah.
yeah.
Games kind of killed the game with some decisions that they made. At least maybe not the competitive side, but like the creative side. Just some of the things like taking out the EJ dash, that kind of thing. That was a huge thing for them.
Yeah,
like,
word, that really made me sad.
that was a hit. People started making creative videos, just doing like with the whole of the creative videos were basically ending. All the clips were ending with EJ dashes. That's crazy. That was for them. I don't know why they would take it out. But anyway, what keeps me going? Okay, I'd say another thing. As soon as something loses popularity, people will say that it's dying. That's just always a thing. Like if something is very popular and it starts decreasing in popularity, people will always just be like, "Oh, it's dying, it's dying, it's dying," and they will push that talk, and then the talk will continue. But yeah, what keeps me going is really creating my own playstyle for content, and just because I believe that I'm actually different from a lot of, if not all of the other creative warriors right now. And if the game is actually dying, or if it does actually die, then at least I'll be able to say I was one of the last creators doing my own thing instead of contributing to the death game by being repetitive and doing what everybody else was doing.
Yeah. Okay. So you don't you don't agree with that statement that it is dying.
I don't know. I feel like it is decreasing in numbers, but dying maybe. But is it going to die though? That is the question.
No.
I don't think it would ever
like,
die.
they're
It's-
constantly updating the game. That's what like other developers fail to realize. Like they updated like every week. There's something new. They
And
change.
even if it's not bad, it somehow works in their favor because then they get to
Yeah.
fix it. Everybody happy.
Exactly. Yeah.
I
And
think-
keep people waiting.
Yeah, one of
Yeah.
the things that I never really understood as to why people would complain so much about the game, like, now there's a difference, right? Because I don't want to come across as a hypocrite. Like, I remember Ninja said this once, like, if you rage in the moment that you die, it's not that you hate the game, although you're saying, I hate this fucking game, and da da da,
Yeah.
it's like you're just upset within that moment right there, you're heated. But
Yeah.
next day he streaming 10 hours of Fortnite again, right?
Yeah.
Back when the grind was going, right? For everybody.
Yeah.
However, something that, and I used to do it as well, I still do it, but something that I always find amazing is that how everyone wants to go back to the OG map, everybody wants them to bring this back, everybody wants them to put that, and da 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 da. But in my opinion, it's a game that changes so much that it actually keeps you on your toes. No game does that really and truly. One week you wake up, you're playing with okay, you see it have Iron Man and Doom. Next week you wake up, you see Wolverine walking in the woods. You can get his power. Next day you see gift box. The what do you call them? The gift box thing? It came back. They always continue to add things, change things up. So instead of complaining, it forces players to adapt. And I think that actually, that's something really good.
Yeah.
If you've seen the same thing, because I strongly believe if that map remained, that season 1 to 4 or 5 map, people would have started complaining regardless and start saying, oh, we need a new map, this map's so boring, da 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 da. Oh, we need some new guns, these guns boring.
True. Maybe
Yeah.
they need to snap a little bit more, but then people will just, you can't please everybody. At the end of the day, somebody gonna complain, People
Yeah.
gonna complain.
That's
So
true.
yeah.
I mean,
guess
in a certain sense, to a certain extent, sorry, I admire the fact that they don't bend under pressure.
Yeah, I guess yeah.
Yeah, I admire the fact that when they make a change, they stick to the change, unless it's something really, really dumb and
Yeah.
stupid.
That was ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but yeah. So, what another thing that we wanted to ask is like, so what is your ultimate goal for your future in gaming? Like, and content-wise, do you see yourself? Like, we know Fortnite isn't gonna die because the what do you call it, Aidan? A mechanic of
Yeah.
being able to build is something that we have never had before, and edit those structures and all those things. It
It's
would
completely out of the box. if you
yeah.
think about it.
So I don't think
Yeah,
this
makes
game,
sense.
yeah, small thing. I don't think it's gonna go anywhere.
Exactly. That's why Flea always says FPS games can't kill this game because they don't have that unique mechanic. They need a game with a unique mechanic, and it has to be something real out there to kill Fortnite. Or not kill, but like at least attract a large portion of the audience.
Yeah, they have some games that come close within the first week. Like they try real hard. What was that game? Apex. Apex was like the big thing, and then
Well,
where
well,
Apex now? Yeah.
Realm.
It kinda be
Remember
quiet.
Realm Royale actually died. Realm Royale was literally another Fall Guys. But
Yeah.
back to that question you just asked about the future.
Yeah.
Right now, the team that I'm in Riven is nice. There's some similarities to Mob in terms of like it feeling like a family, and the chat is
Good
real.
energy.
Yeah, good energy. You can trust everybody. Everybody always supporting each other, that kind of thing. But with regard to my future, right now, other than parallel, right? I'll get to that. But in terms of YouTube, I just want to grow my YouTube with gaming and grow my platform on YouTube to the point where and more importantly, before I get to that, at an early stage at least before I hit 10K for the absolute latest. I'm hoping not to get. I would actually prefer to do it before 5K, but I want to start doing content and introduce some personality into my channel. So I'll be a fan base who would continue to support me no matter what game I play or no matter what I want to do with my channel. Even if it's not, which is highly unlikely, I'll always continue gaming. But even if I do decide to stop gaming, I'll still be involved in gaming with the mob and as a lead in the mob. So yeah. But other than that, the ultimate goal is parallel. Yeah. Team parallel is basically my phase. Basically, that's the best way I could put it. And yeah, honestly, for right now, I just want to get a proper mic so that I can start doing content videos. Cause that's what I hold in my back right now. My mic, I just, like when I do the content videos, I want them to be professional, you know.
Yeah, I mean, not a thing, but something that I always told you all from the beginning. Remember?
I know it.
Yeah.
I would go straight headfirst into it and try my hand, but just because I have to represent myself in a certain way for parallel, because when, for example, Danny, the owner of Day One founder, basically the Amir of Parallel, right? He followed me like a couple of days ago. If he watches one of my content videos and is considering
Yeah. I understand what you're saying there.
Yeah. He'll be thinking, I have to represent myself in a way that would be inviting to the leads in parallel.
Right, but that would be for somebody that's in your position. So I don't want
alone.
Yeah. Like
it doesn't apply to everybody. For sure.
Yeah.
It should apply to everybody.
Because I don't want anybody that listening like to have this added onto the thing that everyone already thinks, which is something that I push a lot on our guys. Regardless of what you have, you work with it, right? But Luke is in a position already where he's one step closer to his goal, and he, like he said, it's how he represents himself. So now we know eyes are on him. It's a fact. I mean, Luke clouted as fuck, right? So we know eyes on him, so he's in that position where he needs to do that. But for everybody else who's listening, don't let this hold you back or keep you back from pursuing your dreams as well in terms of content creation and whatnot. You have a cheap mic, you have a broken mic or something.
As you say, cheap mic I plan to buy is probably most likely a cheap one, but like just a cheap good one,
Yeah.
Like one
they have decent mics.
Yeah, you don't need to break your bank. Like mine is literally bad right now. It's not that it's like a normal cheap mic. It just sounds bad in recording. It's like bad.
Yeah.
It's not that like I don't want like the best sound quality in the world or anything. It's not like that.
Yeah. Cause trust me, we had this I remember when I was talking to who was it, boy? I can't remember. Was it Michael or somebody? For the podcast when we do start them doing it into the the future stuff for it, right? When we did the budget for it, and I watched it, I was like, holy shit, like this is gonna be really expensive. So I started doing research and whatnot, and we could literally cut so many costs in all different aspects by just getting the most simplest of things, And yeah, it's just have some people. I know that was bad English, by the way, for anybody who's listening, but yeah. Surprise, Luca, correct, but if you just work with what you have. Like, Aidan showed me this thing, Droid Cam. I didn't even know about that. So if you have a PC and it's not a great PC, it's still working, and you're still playing Fortnite, and you want to stream and whatnot with a face cam, there's something called Droid Cam. Download it on your PC, download it on your phone as a simple app, and it makes your phone act as a webcam, right, Aidan? Yeah, and it's friggin' amazing. Like, when I saw it, I was like, holy shit, the quality not amazing, but
that's actually cool.
Well, remember, look at the quality of your camera on your phone, so
yeah, well, right. So that's like
it's still something.
Yeah, you're leaving people now literally with you have no excuse. Like,
Exactly.
shut up. And even when I was like real big into YouTube thing, and I was just watching people, and this was like early 2000, like around 2011. Nah, probably 9, 10, 11 coming up there. And since then, everybody has been saying, even Casey, like all those massive YouTubers, you have a phone. Start with your phone. You want to make a video? Start with your phone. You don't have to buy this and buy that and buy this and buy that. Try a hand first, you know?
True. Meanwhile, in 2010, I was a dancing little black boy on YouTube. Like, seriously, I used to make dancing videos on my same channel. Oh, yes. Make, like, just funny stuff, like, just random stuff. Like, I always used to like to make content. Content was and is something I'll never give up on, even if it's not gaming.
Nice.
I used to make Minecraft content. Actually, I made like 50 Minecraft videos.
Me too. I
Actually
didn't.
sat on Photoshop and made thumbnails a lot.
Pro
Nah.
Joel boss.
Really,
Nah.
boss.
I never, like, the only Minecraft content I ever made was factions, and, like, it was just reading and things.
And that stream you and Narayan did that one day.
Yeah, no, that was actually funny. That's when we tried to kill 6 men in a faction server. That was ridiculous because it was me and him, and he not really, like, PvP in that game.
With it, yeah.
It's kind of dreaded. They have potions. You have, like, insta health potions, so you just had to splash that on yourself. Like, real off topic, but
yeah, small thing.
yeah, like, the PvP in that game is actually more complex than you would think for Minecraft. Like, they have insta health, they have regen potions, they have god apples, and they have golden apples, and all kind of different things you could use, and like in different enchantments and that kind of thing too. And in like certain servers, they even have like MCM skills, so you can like train your swords and things. It's crazy. Minecraft is a crazy game now. I won't lie.
Yeah.
And it's multiplayer. I would make content on that game, honestly. I've considered it. It's just if the audience is there, but it's just to tap into it.
Another question I wanted to ask you is, what are your thoughts on balancing school life and gaming and grinding your passion? Especially from you, because you're one of the people in our community who has to be studying in one of the most demanding fields, which is law. So I mean, I've always been fascinated by the fact that you're still able to cook up this kind of shit that you're doing right now, and
Thanks.
you out here doing law. Like,
Yep.
bruh.
To be honest, during my university years, by the way, before I get into that, I just finished university, so I just
Right.
finished my first law and university, and now I have.
Say
before
that
I
again.
can-
Sorry, you cut off.
Oh, I just finished my first degree
Right.
at universities is basically a first degree in law, a Bachelor of Laws,
Right.
and that's yes. So after that, to become a full-time attorney and be able to practice, I have to go to law school for another 2 years, which is what I'm starting.
Oh, okay.
And I will say, well, I can't really speak so much about balancing. We'll have to come back balancing law school and gaming because I haven't started yet. But I'm sure I'll find a way. But we will come back to that in a later episode. We shall return
Right.
to it.
But what about, okay, so
Basically-
law, we could touch on that another time, but like school life itself.
Nah, I could talk about in terms of school life, in terms of UA university. I could talk about that. During university, it was difficult at times, especially closer to exams. But I feel like it would be different for everybody else. But during the actual semesters for law, most of my exams were 100%. So that gave me the freedom of having no assignment, so I could kind of balance my time with gaming and still have time to study for my final exams and that kind of thing. But it still was challenging because it was just a heavy workload in general. Like you said, one of the most demanding fields.
Yeah.
And I only expected it to get harder, obviously, in law school to balance it. But at the same time, I feel like I genuinely believe that people always make time for what they love and enjoy doing. So I'll always find a way to balance. The key is actually just balancing it.
Because I remember there were many times where correct me if I'm wrong, where you used to be taking like a week break from gaming or a week plus, and then you'd come back just to get some clips, and then you go back again to study for another week, and then come back and cook up some more clips. And yeah, I
Yeah.
think there was a period in time during the exams. Yeah, you used to be doing that.
Yeah. Like coming up to exams, I would do that, and
Yeah,
then very close, I would just stop playing altogether, just for a while, for like 3 weeks. And then,
yeah. I remember those as well.
Yeah.
'Cause
But
even in
it's not an easy thing to do. Even in any field, it's not an easy thing to do. But you just need to find the right balance and find the time for what you actually enjoy doing.
yeah, because
Oh.
like how I work and I have like mob, it's I could relate to an extent. I mean,
Yeah.
school might be a lot more, maybe,
Not
but
necessarily. Not necessarily. It depends. It might be more of other things and less of other things.
yeah,
It's still tiring. It's still tiring. There's no objective to measure what is more tiring than the other.
yep. But that's still a great thing, a huge thing about the guys that we had in mob and that we have in mob still, is that regardless of all these things, it's something that I push with everybody, and I would like to say, there are times where people fall short. Is life, things happen, but still, everyone makes the time to do the things that they need to do. Like I would work and I would wrap up at 6, and as I'm done, I try to get on. I would try to get some of my videos done, try to help people get their stuff done, our stuff done, and then you have this, on the other hand, you have other people doing, coming home from school at like 5, 6. What time lessons is normally run to? I don't know, that kind of
Probably
outside.
about 7.
Yeah, 7. I would have some places that'll be till 7, and they still come on after, like Joshua and all the other guys, Nate as well, and would
Yeah.
come on and grind and still pushing because it's something that we want, and we want to see everybody succeed. And see, now we're on that topic. I know this might be a little, I don't know, but you remember that you saw that comment, Josh? I saw you replied to it on our episode
Yeah,
with
Nike's comment.
yeah, in terms of being the first org. Now, to the people who are listening, Luke, you could
Well, I don't think we should touch on that just yet because I actually reached out to him and
no, I did my background on that person, and
Oh, okay.
yeah, that like if you wanna make a statement like that, it's fine if you have the knowledge of it, but if you're not involved in it, then that is not like you understand where I'm coming from? It's not gonna benefit us in any way unless we get somebody from inside itself, which I actually got contact for. And so I just wanted to say, just touch on it slight, Josh. We have people who are saying that, and I appreciate the comment and the way that you stated it, saying that you're not looking for any beef or anything like that, or no drama. So with us saying that we're the first org, and there being other orgs that were around in Trinidad and whatnot before us, and when he said that we weren't too familiar with the history of gaming in Trinidad, I still would remain on what I said. I would still stick to what I said. And there are reasons for that, and until we could get that person on, I just wanted to state that. Until we get that person on, then we could, But it's not a fight down, just putting that out there. It's not a fight down. And Luke, you would know, you could say that too, because, we're not really out here competing with anybody. We here, Mob is here to grow our team and esports in Trinidad. Like, there's a difference from what they have been doing and what we're trying to do. And the big thing is, what we're trying to do, we're building people and building their content. Those different organizations were putting on gaming events and whatnot locally, Street Fighter and Smash. What was that game?
Most of those organizations I was seeing were more like as those are like tournaments and
But
stuff like that. I don't not well I didn't really follow up on it, but from what I was seeing, it was
Yeah,
more
nope.
tournaments and
It,
things to
yeah.
play, pay to
you're,
enter
you're
stuff.
breaking up, Luke.
I said it was just mostly adventurers. Nobody really took it to social media.
Yeah.
Nobody. Yeah.
Right. So, and that is what has taken over the world, and it has been for like the past decade or even more. So
Yeah.
we're late, but we're still trying to do that and grow that for people. There are big YouTubers locally. There, are, was that guy we was watching last night, Josh
Mechanic.
Snickernicks. Yeah, damn creative. Like I love his videos, and then Ajoda being like in my opinion, Ajoda is like the godfather in terms of videos like that. But Nicholas Duncan as well, another huge one. But yeah, so
Shout out to and Springer, greatest training YouTuber for education.
Cohen
Period.
Springer.
Yeah, but right now he defending Cape and CXC, man.
Oh
You know,
yes,
man.
yes, yes,
You
yes.
know,
He is
CXC,
the
boy.
Khan Academy of Trinidad.
Daryl too, you know. He's the style kind of Trinidad.
Basically, oh gosh, what were we speaking about? Yeah, so we're not arguing on us being the first or anything like that. We say we are the first. There are teams before us and whatnot. Okay, cool, no problem. But what we're trying to do, we're the first in that field.
For sure.
Yeah, we're the first organization that is pushing players and pulling the community with us as well by hosting all these events and putting it onto mainstream media and social media, sorry. Um, and yeah, when players win, we try to, promote them, post them, etc. And like we always, ever so often we might run a stream looking at our subs or doing reaction videos. Josh does that as well. And you all might think Josh, he would be doing those things just for kicks or whatnot, but he's actually helping. No, he doesn't look at himself as, like, alright, let me help these small fries or whatnot. It's just that,
Yeah, 'cause I don't really care about anybody. I just fuck up anybody, and everybody know me for that. But anyways,
yeah, that's a whole other side of his content. But, it's like growing and helping other people get recognition. Although we have a couple hundred subs, a couple hundred followers on different platforms and whatnot. It's nothing compared to what other people have, but we're still trying to grow our guys and everybody at the same time. We're trying to help. So, yeah, I would still stick with our statement and us being the first organization that does what we're doing. So, yeah, just want to put that out there. And, Luke has been in the gaming scene for a very long time. uh, Way before Fortnite, it was COD. I remember you were um playing with Narayan and
okay, well, if we're talking about
Peter.
that, if we were to talk about that, right?
Hmm.
Amir, ever since COD days, you know how unlike other people who play in the comp or 1v1 and to be the best or whatever, ever since COD days, Luke always was different in some way. Like he would find something that would set him different from the rest of people.
Dash, but do you remember that? That was fun.
So in
Yep.
COD, I remember it had something called
Well, sorry, what were you saying, Luke? Sorry, you're breaking up again.
Oh no, I was just agreeing with Joshua and saying the what he gonna talk about now I think is Overdrive and Black Ops 3. I'm
yeah,
not sure.
exactly. Is it had this thing called Overdrive in Black Ops 3, and that was back when all of us used to play a lot of competitive COD, right?
Mhm.
So UMGs, MLGs, stuff like that. And it had this one specialist called Overdrive. So Overdrive would is like, okay, imagine you're naturally in Fortnite and you're running faster.
Yeah.
So it's like you're running faster, right? But the initial boost it give you when you're now activated is be like the fastest boost.
Mhm.
So essentially it's get like a dash, right?
Alright.
And instead of using the overdrive to run faster, Luke used to use the overdrive to dash. So he was basically dashing in COD before he was EJ dashing on Fortnite.
And it
Right.
was such
And
a fun mechanic. Like they
is
had times I had a clip as Joshua on Breach.
it was okay, it was a clip, right? And on Black Ops 3 the maps were most of the maps that had a wall around them and you could have jump off them up and fall to your death, right?
Yeah.
So it was a search and destroy 4v4. Luke was the last one alive. He killed one person, went to defuse the bomb, and the other person was behind him shooting him. Luke
Mhm.
hop off the bomb, use the dash, and dash to the side to throw off the opponent, and then sui and kill him.
It was-
And like everybody used to be confused as to how he doing it, and then after they realized how he using it, it was like a trend in Black Ops 3.
Yeah, basically.
Mm.
Just like how he found EJ dashing before all of us. He been looking at EJ lad since EJ lad was like
Small. 2K.
on I would say unknown when he was now coming up on the scene.
Right.
Always used to support EJ dashing, and then he was the first person to start EJ dashing in Trinidad. Start that trend, and
Yeah.
eventually I followed along with it. And he just always was doing something different. Even up till now, he's still doing different stuff.
Yeah. I was just telling you that, and I'm like, I want you to hit that piece control so bad in like a arena clip or something.
Yeah, I have some clips that cooking. The clips coming slow for that because it's mostly zone was and the take zone was out. But like I plan a highlights video. I just not rushing it because like that's a video that I can't really rush because those moves really hard to hit. They're situational.
Yeah.
They're like yeah. But yeah, I was thinking about that. Like I just want to popularize the playstyle a little bit, and then I'll just like bring out.
Do we have a
like,
name, our official name for that?
playstyle? I just call it unique piece control playstyle because the only other piece control playstyle they have is tweaks SK playstyle
Uh-huh.
that which is basically tweaks and
That's a
I
box thing
yeah.
that you do?
no what as well I have different names for all of the moves but the standard name is the Wyzra rap. That's what it's called.
Yes, well, right. Hashtag
Is-
Wyzra rap.
Yeah, hashtag Wyzra rap. It's four different moves actually.
Gonna
It's
tweet that
actually
out right now.
6 moves that's used mostly. I'm gonna make a video on all the moves. That's my idea for my first content video, to make a video on all 6 of those moves, but I just waiting a little bit.
Right. Wyzra rap.
But in terms of the actual playstyle, it's just a piece control playstyle, but it's called it unique piece control playstyle to differentiate it from the that Twix playstyle, which is what Twix does. I love that playstyle as well too.
Yeah.
So do you think that that playstyle is still in the works for you, or do you think that is near perfect right now, or do you think it could literally get way better than it is right now?
I feel like I can get way better than it is right now because I think I'm making variations to the moves first of all. Like okay, you know that clip on Twitter that my pin, right? Of course you know that clip.
Yeah.
You see the end, the last move at the end, where like as yeah, you know exactly what move I'm talking about. I was
Yeah.
thinking about this is just an example of variation, but instead of putting the cone on the floor, I could put the cone and edit like the first 2 tiles up. So like it'll be like I don't know how to explain it, but if you edit the first two tiles of the cone up, I could trap the opponent without putting that first, the back wall, the one that all the way up to place a late wall, and that move is basically that move, except you don't have to put the walls and you're still putting them in a full box. I'll probably have to show you, but that's just an example of one of the ways that I feel like I can make variations. And on top of that, I want to get back
I know what you're talking about.
yeah.
Editing the cone in such a way that you really do have to place
The wall.
like, the back wall.
Yeah, so they will be under the cone basically. The cone will be a ramp, basically. It'll be like a ramp, yeah. But what you're doing is you're editing the cone so it'll break and then put in the floor after. Or you can edit cone through the floor, but I just had that and I'll probably slow it down.
Yeah.
But yeah, basically the point is I feel like also when I get back into retakes, I'm gonna just use those same thing as endings and they're gonna make me stand out because nobody's do those kind of endings basically. So,
You know, see, I hear you explain this, right? that your moves and whatnot, and something I think some people would appreciate is like, what is your thought process on coming up with moves? Because I would say 100%, I'm pretty sure everybody here could agree, you are by far the most unique player in our local community. And I would say right now, judging on what we're seeing, you're up there with like the top five content creators in terms of unique playstyles and whatnot. I know you might know a lot more, but in my opinion, so like
So
what do you do? Like how do you sit down and do you sit down with a piece of paper and you draw like if I place this wall here, or you just
nah,
you know
honestly, first of all, I had to say I got like a lot, most of my motivation from, well, not most, but a lot from watching EJ's vids and STG's vids, particularly EJ. And like I started the first variation I made of all those is the one where I jump out. I can't really explain it, but it's like when the person sidesteps on and lands on your ramp, and I jump on the side and get all the walls.
yeah.
Inspiration from that was just from seeing EJ in one of his old videos standing on a cone and placing a floor right below him at a strange angle where you usually would not a floor, sorry, a wall. Where you wouldn't usually be able to place a wall, and I was like, wait, that's kind of cool, because you wouldn't usually see somebody try to place a wall like that, and that just influenced me to try to place bills in places you wouldn't really be able to place them, or somebody who just casually playing the game wouldn't be accustomed to placing them. And I realized you could place walls from way further than I thought, and like get like fully box people from strange angles. And when I started to realize that, I just started investigating more and more and trying to make up as many moves. But my thought process sometimes is literally nothing. It's literally just again a creative and start building and let the creative juices flow. Not sit down and plan and plan and plan, but more like freestyle it until something look good, and then start the planning from there.
Right. Yeah. So yeah, I think one of the last things, yeah, it's been a while since you and I had a little one-on-one as well. I mean, other than just through DMs and whatnot,
Yeah.
like what we never really got to talk about all these things that are going on right now with the whole COVID and everything. What do you think? What do you think about all this crap, like locally with the world? I just saw that the cases went up again in the States. They started to go up again. So, and I don't think they really got hit with a second wave. I know we're not like pointing out the States or anything. I just look at everybody.
Yeah, time all over the world, because I think I checked about I think it was earlier today. I think it's nearly 1 million. That's globally 990,000. I think, yeah.
Yeah.
It's just a sad time in terms of deaths, and that's only the reported cases, huh? That doesn't
Yeah.
include. So it's well over. And apart from the effects on health and death, yeah, you also have the negative effect of the virus on the global economy and then the individual economies as a result.
Right.
So like, it's gonna be a hard time. It's gonna be a hard time even coming out. Even if we get a vaccine, things just not gonna go back to normal right away.
Yeah, get mark up on your feet, gonna be tough.
Yeah. I'm thankful for the citizens here, like in the country, that actually like do their best to abide by the health regulations and the laws put in place by by the government. But the people around the world and here that like just disregard the safety measures, that kind of thing is making me upset, because like before the second wave hit, I remember like, yeah, maybe they're taking it more seriously now to an extent, but before the second wave, I was still going out and seeing like half the people around me not wearing masks, or just like acting like everything was normal. Until
I fully believe that the only reason we actually taking it serious this time around is because you can get charged.
Yeah.
$1,000.
Yeah. No,
But I found that
bear
was excellent what they did.
yeah, but bear
Yeah.
in mind, although it's still a good thing, it's still retarded in different aspects. Like
True.
the easiest thing to go to being if two people are in a vehicle, you have to wear a mask, right?
Yeah.
If you and your wife in the car, or you and your daughter or your son in the car, right? W- you are going to be going home with these people. You are leaving home with these people, right?
Let me
And no, like I know you have a different like perspective on things, so I don't know if you can help me see this from any other angle, right? That I may be missing. Now, their reason was because they can't tell the difference between a private vehicle and a taxi. But that's not our fucking fault. You have a law in place. If you're a taxi, you have to have what, H on your number plate, right? A private vehicle, you have P. Now, it have people who run taxis, but they don't bother to put a H on the vehicle and whatnot. But that's not our fucking fault. That's
Yeah.
your fault.
No, but
So
even if you're alright, I understand where you're coming from, and you're actually right. I initially thought, and I still do, to a very large extent, that particular requirement was just a bit ridiculous. But I do understand the concerns of the government in terms of people, Trinis lying and saying, "That's my cousin, that's my family, that's
yeah,
my auntie," and saying, we don't have a because they're not going to be able to find anybody. They're not going to be able to enforce the laws if everyone is saying, "I'm not wearing a mask because this person is my family."
yeah.
But yeah, it is a ridiculous requirement. That is the only thing I could think of for them to impose that restriction in the
But I
way
mean
that they
that
have.
just goes to show how much like that the government has no faith in their citizens, which rightfully so they should have because Trinis are fully dunce when they're
Well,
ready.
yeah. But when it comes to, I feel they have some faith, but they just don't have enough faith to put the health of the entire nation on the line
Yeah,
of
for sure,
some
for sure.
and saying it's
I mean,
it's
yeah,
ridiculous in most regards, but I guess it's necessary. I guess I don't have a solution for anybody lying and saying, so I can't really blame them. I don't
you
really
see,
have a
like
solution.
like I said, you have you really have different perspectives on things, or opinion. Like
Yeah,
I never even thought about that, nor have
my
I
mom
heard
was
anybody said anything like
yeah,
that, and
yeah,
that makes sense. That makes sense.
it's my mom actually. My mom was the one who was like, that's the only reason she could think of. But she agreed with both of us and thinking that is ridiculous. But then she also did. She always considers two sides of arguments.
Yeah,
I could, yeah, that's what I'd say.
yeah. I know, and a big thing right now is cyclists and anybody like in terms of well, I think it'll mainly be cyclists because of the positions that you're in while riding and required to wear a mask.
Yeah.
It's fully stupid, like 100% stupid in my opinion.
Hmm.
Especially like I think you should be required to keep a mask on you because sometimes on a ride you might stop to go into a parlor,
Yeah.
a shop, to buy something to drink or whatnot,
Or
and in that case put on your mask and enter, right?
yeah.
But you can't. Now someone can fact check me on this, but I remember seeing that the World Health Organization said that you can't wear masks when you're exercising. You can't because it could be harmful for you.
Oh,
And we, the Trinis saying that yeah, you have to keep your mask on.
okay. Well,
And it's
I
like
don't know about
someone
that because
actually got charged recently last week. He stopped to drink water or something, or he was riding and there was a roadblock and they stopped him
that's
and
good.
they charged him $1,000 for not having a mask on him. You can imagine riding, and because you want to stay fit, right?
But
Rightfully
that's
so.
great.
Like you have the right to want to remain healthy and fit, right? You're not doing anybody nothing by riding a bike. And if rain start to fall and that mask gets soaked, or you have breathing problems, asthma or something, you gonna cap out.
Yeah. It definitely is not safe. It's for sure not safe. Especially with what you just said. I didn't even know about that thing from the World Health Organization, but the thing I was gonna add to that is that's crazy because I see people running with masks all the time.
Yeah, and that is so harmful. That is so harmful. The only mask that I know that you're allowed to, not allowed to, but you can
Yeah.
train with and do any physical activity is those
Special.
masks that like it simulates high altitude training.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like I have one of those masks. I used to train with them. Like it restricts the airflow that you intake in,
Mm.
and but when you exhale, the air goes out. In a mask, you breathe them back in, what you breathe
Yeah.
out, which is what you're not supposed to do.
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyways, I just think it is really dumb, and I just wanna say one time that I saw something yesterday that the Prime Minister said that a lot of the restrictions can be relaxed on the 3rd of October. I just want all of y'all Trinis to know, whoever listening to this, just bear in mind that the budget is on the 5th. So they're giving all of you, which are rum hungry and lime thirsty, a weekend to party up and just, when the budget hits, you won't have such a huge uproar. Because if we continue with these restrictions that we have, which isn't that much right now, there are a lot of frustrated people because you can't do anything really and truly.
Yeah.
A lot of businesses are suffering, a lot of people, Trinis need to lime as part of their life,
Yeah.
and they're frustrated sticking at home and hiding and having little gatherings and whatnot. So when they give us this weekend, yeah, I think everybody's gonna be blindsided by the shaft that we're gonna be getting on Monday, which I think is gonna be big.
Mhm.
So yeah, just wanted to put that out there. So the last thing that I wanted to ask you, Luke, is what are your is there any advice that you can give to anyone who is now starting up in gaming, content creation? Like, what would you say to someone that's now starting?
Okay. Well, like I said before, like I mentioned before, um, the first thing for me is to be unique, standouts, and people might want to ask what I mean by that or how. And my first answer to that, it might sound cliche, is just to be yourself because nobody is like you. Nobody, you can't be yourself by trying to be somebody else. So,
Mm-hmm.
as if you be yourself, be unique, try as hard as possible. I know this might sound common weird and hypocritical from me, but try as hard as possible. Consistent. Not saying to sacrifice quality for consistency either, but try to be consistent, especially if it's like something on like YouTube or TikTok. Those two platforms, or any platform, but particularly those two platforms, require a certain level of consistency that I don't even have yet, that I'm trying to achieve. But try to be different, try to be consistent, keep away from toxicity. Always try to find different ways to keep yourself motivated. That's for sure. Because if you don't have your motivation, you're not going to be giving it your best, and you need to be giving it your best if you want to make anything of this. So yeah, everybody has different ways of keeping themselves motivated, but for sure, you need to be, and I fall short in these categories too. You need to be exercising at least 3 times a week. You need to be eating properly, and you need to be sleeping properly. Those 3 things are essential. If you don't have those, your motivation, depending on your person, obviously, because everyone is different, but if you don't have those things, is much easier for anyone for your motivation to just decrease to a very low level. So yeah, keeping yourself motivated and finding ways to keep yourself motivated. That's about it, really.
Okay. So yeah. I think, this was another great episode. And thank you for making any time, Luke. I know you're pretty busy. Starting school tomorrow,
Always,
so
always have time for the mob, bro.
yeah, we really appreciate everything that you've done for us as well. And yeah, good luck on your new journey in law school
Thanks.
and in
bro.
Riven as well.
Thank you.
And when you finish, you handle everybody law issues for free.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
He gets too sexy for we, eh? What?
You'll be representing a lot of people in court.
Oh yeah,
From Mob.
anybody listen to the podcast, shout out CXC if you're watching this. You're real fuck up the whole Caribbean. I just
Yeah.
want you to know that. And all the brain dead idiots. Old people with no brain. Right? All they should probably go in a old what is a home for the age? Yeah. Go in a home for the age now. All they better off there. Alright, yeah. Have a good day everyone.
just just on that, right? A suggestion that I was, given to I can't remember who, but yeah. If anybody from there listening happen to be listening and made it this far into the podcast, right? Anybody from the ministry or anything, right? Maybe it's time to consider, like, in this time that we're in, everything is based on technology, right? And Trinidad backwards as fuck, right? And we have the people on top that keep us backwards as fuck, right? Progress is always gonna be, we're always gonna be, I would say 100 steps behind everybody else in the world. Maybe thousands. Sorry, Luke, you're saying something?
I was just agreeing.
Yeah. So for for children and for people who are doing school right now, maybe you should hire the people. Now I know this could be difficult for teachers who are teaching, right? Because they still need to support their family and whatnot. But on the side at least is either you bring in some new teachers into the schools that already have an understanding with the tech and everything that's going on now, because you can't tell me every student and every Zoom class running smooth as fuck, because I have siblings and I could tell you that it's not like that, right?
But before you get into that, there is some blame to be placed on the ministry.
Yeah,
So,
that's what I'm getting at. Like,
Yeah.
Okay,
I know.
but apart from all that, right? I don't know if me and Aidan, we listened to the conference that was hosted by somebody from the ministry.
Mr. Register Wesley, boy, the Dan himself. What do you mean?
I was-
Mr. West, is
No,
he the chief
it's
of?
not only ministry, no matter. Remember, CXC and the ministry is two different things, eh?
Okay, wait, but was he chief of CXC the one who was in that meeting?
Yeah, boy.
Okay,
He's
so to the chief of CXC, this man is so stupid. This man for the first half an hour of the conference did not even unmute his mic. So he was
Guys.
talking to his fucking self.
Yeah. And then
Second thing, the man is saying false. The man saying false stuff, and when people are questioning him, all he could say is, "That's not true. I don't know what you're talking about."
I don't want to talk about that in a public
So-
forum.
so
I can't do it, you know.
So how I supposed to explain this, or how teachers supposed to explain this to the students who have ungraded in their papers and in upper six
Having
and they
G
need
and
to go
thing
to
like-
university? People who are ready to go to university and getting ungraded, they don't even have a grade, but all they're saying this not true. So how them supposed to go in university?
Yeah, boy. And then
Take a nap.
we gonna say they cheering and I'm lying. They teachers like, you back or something?
They
would
might
we
as
have-
well. They
have
might
enough
as
bad
well.
grade?
Yeah, exactly. They might as well take a fucking napkin, write chemistry, write 3 A's, and then send it up to UE. Let them send it up to UE. Let's send it up to Harvard.
alright. Just hold on. This is a
I-
whole fucking episode right here.
Yeah.
So
I was
yeah.
To be continued.
To be continued, guys. This is actually, fuck it. We're going. Yeah.
Let me
All right.
finish it now.
No.
I
Wait.
finished-
No. We could literally make this into. We'd make an episode
Yeah, the one,
specifically
like,
for this and represent everybody. So,
for this too.
but
Alright, activate.
right.
Because I-
So
I have things I want to say about this too in terms of it's actually being the teacher's fault too. Like in terms of what Amir was saying with the Zoom, they had months.
yeah, they did.
They had months.
They did.
accustomed to it.
So,
Yes.
alright, guys, whoever is listening right now and who has made it this far into the podcast, we really, really, really appreciate all of you and love all of you and thank you for all the support for the first episode that we put out. I was honestly shocked and blown away by the level of support that we got. And yeah, to the one guy that disliked the video, we love you too, bro. And
I will
um,
love you. If you want, you can PM me. I'll have a stream just for fucking you.
but no, apart from that, guys, we are actually on Spotify now. We are on Anchor. We are on 6 platforms other than YouTube. For Spotify, which is a really big thing for us. So we would appreciate it if you all, if you can listen to it on YouTube or you just want to have it play in the background, you could run it on all those platforms. I would post all the links to those platforms as well in the description. And yeah, soon we're gonna have different types of content coming out on the mob page as well, and for the podcast. So again, much love to all of you, and yeah, don't forget to subscribe, share on the podcast, and much love. Take care, and everybody else can say peace out.
Later, day. Next time.
Josh,
Alright, Amir.
no,
Oh,
Oh,
I wanted to say one more thing
Luke.
before we wrap up, but
all right, go
anyways.
ahead.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Stay in school. Don't do drugs. And all that Zoom class. Go to all the fucking Zoom class. Have a nice day.
Yeah.
Right, so we signing out, Luke. You have anything to say?
Yeah. Thanks for all the support. Bye. Keep safe.